Hello and welcome to another patron video. It's been a hot minute since my last patron video. Not a ton that we're getting to tonight. However, I did want to just do a quick little video here. This is on my prospect database update here, a pretty large one. So um, I just want to say too before I get into it, I really appreciate everybody's support. You guys have been awesome. Um, between Rookie Fever doing 2 pods a week for that, and then get usually a guest pod a week, and then, TO2 Rivals on top of that. It's been quite the busy rookie season, and then just, database work and stuff along those lines, so and then writing for DLF, so it's been quite the busy rookie season, and now that kind of that stuff is over with, I'm excited to get back to my bread and butter, and I wanna get into some more analysis, 'cause that's what I really enjoy. So, but before I did do that, I have a couple of projects planned, and this recent one is the prospect database. So why don't I share my screen a little bit? Nothing too crazy here, but um, so we have here is for the running backs and wide receivers. I probably do the QBs and tight ends here too soon. But what I did is, well, I updated all of the prospect measurables. Um, I was slow with that because it was really tough finding reliable metrics, but I found some and I've updated that. And what I did is after reading Matt Spencer's article for Road, so what I all right, let me back up a little bit here. So I wanted to redo my combine measurements, which was a major undertaking. Um, I had previously applied adjust the player profiler adjustments to all pro day numbers, and there was no designation for that in the data at all. It just was listed as that was the number instead of a asterisk or any kind of designation letting people know that, hey, this was at the pro day or whatever. And I didn't feel like it was a really great way to represent things, especially after Matt Spencer's article on Rotoviz that he wrote saying that we don't really need to be applying as much adjustments, or they're kind of like pointless. Check that article if you haven't really enjoyed it. It's caused a little bit of a hubbub uh, along the fringes of the community, I would say. But I decided that I wanted to redo it, standardize everything, and then what I did to offset that is then I also added over here entire pro days. So if anybody wanted to go and do their own work to see if there's a difference between NFL Combine and pro day numbers, they can now do that using this database. This is was quite, like I said, it was quite the project. I did have some help from Matt Spencer, who gave me some pro day numbers, and that was helpful. But I had to do a lot of merging of data here, and player IDs was a mess. So this was fun. So I'm glad this is done, so I can start moving on to a little bit more fun things. But I think that it's going to be really helpful for people who use the database to have this. Um, just because you can make the decision for yourself. Do you want to use pro day numbers? Do you want to use the combine? It's all up to you. And I've done this for running back and wide receivers. And then what I've done is I've also added the relative athletic score, or the RAS score from MathBomb or RAS.com. His name's Ken, or I forget his name. It's cited in my work cited, or my uh, cited page in the link section, but that's very effective. It's more effective than Spark Score, I believe. So that's here now for all the athletes and running backs and wide receivers. Added agility score, added burst score, and then for wide receivers, I also added free score, which is a Rotoviz metric that you'll often hear people say how athleticism is overrated. It's blown out of proportion. Well, freak score is a Rotoviz metric that actually is pretty effective at predicting year 1 through 3 touchdowns. So what it does is it takes the size, weight, and speed and weights them where it's pretty freaking good at predicting NFL touchdown scoring, which is, it's pretty valuable. So Really happy to add that into the database along with um, just just adding all the pro day numbers. So this was a doozy. That's kind of all I really have to share today. That's done. But really excited to have this done, at least for the running backs and wide receivers, which usually take the longest. But really excited, and I hope everybody enjoys it. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks again for all the support. Really appreciate it, and I'm excited to start getting into some more now. So maybe I'll do a video sometime on what I find. Maybe I'll do a quick study comparing these two things. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in, and hope you guys have a good week.